Hello everyone, Loremaster Sotek here, back with another video showing off a lot of the new stuff that's coming with patch 3.0 for Total War Warhammer 3. And today I wanted to show off Ulrika Magdova Straghov, how you get her, where she shows up, all that kind of stuff. So I have two campaigns that I'm going to be showing you guys, and I'll just kind of show them back to back. And I'm going to cut out all of the kind of like waiting between the different stages of it just to make everyone's life a little easier with this video. So I am playing a Boris Ursus Immortal Empires campaign. So I've been running around conquering some stuff. And on turn 14, I just got Boris to level 11. I'm not exactly sure what the exact prompt is that summons her, but she does show up. I've gotten her anywhere from turn like 10 to turn about 28-ish is I think the latest I've gotten her. But this turn, turn 14, I just got a new quest. And it says, ensure that I construct a frozen outpost, with the description of the motherland's enemies, both mortal and otherwise, have long sought to claim her. Foes who step foot upon the frozen tundra find themselves entombed in her icy grasp soon enough. Nonetheless, the safety of the populace can never be ignored. There have been reports of mutilated bodies appearing across the Sylvanian countryside, a grave threat that serves as a timely reminder for us to secure our homeland. So, this quest will simply appear along your campaign, and it won't really give much of an explanation. It'll just kind of show up. So I will be back to show you what it looks like when we advance to the next stage. So we're gonna go build ourselves a frozen outpost, which is the tier 3 anti-Skaven, anti-plague building. So I'll see you in just a bit. Welcome back. So it's been a couple turns, more than a couple actually, but we finally got a frozen outpost built down in the Tower of Torment, and with that I have completed the Slaughter on the Steppes quest, and that triggers the next part of the quest, which is Bait the Bloodborne. So Bait the Bloodborne is very straightforward. Amass 15,000 gold. And once you unlock this quest, you get the reports were not exaggerated. Bodies abound were discovered, clawed, savaged, and feasted upon by some unholy creature. A peasant is encountered who speaks of a near-deadly encounter with a naked feral vampire before the intervention of an aristocrat known as Countess Gabriella prevented him from becoming the creature's victim. Curiously, the Countess addressed the naked vampire as Ulrika. If this is Ulrika Straghov, missing daughter of the deceased Ivan Straghov, who had warned Tsarina Katerina of the impending Chaos invasion, then further investigation is required. The peasant believes that the Countess and Ulrika have retreated to Nachthofen Castle. Entering the citadel will require you to masquerade as nobility, best achieved with the help of a golden-laden treasure vault. So, as you can see, I have almost that much money, so I'm going to go punch Archaon in the face a whole bunch and steal a bunch of money from him, and when I successfully accomplish that, I will come back to show you the next part. So see you then. Welcome back for a third time. So we have successfully amassed a treasury by smacking Archaon around and facing beastmen and Norskins and stuff. So we have successfully accomplished the Bait the Bloodborne task, so let's see what awaits us next. Alright, so we have functionally finished the quest. So it says, upon gaining entry into Nachthofen Castle, you discover that it harbors Ulrika Magdova Straghov and her mentor, Countess Gabriella. While both are incredibly strong in their own right, Ulrika's lack of control has caught up with her, causing the two to be backed into a corner and outmatched by the adversary before them. Tradition dictates they be executed, though the cunning Countess presents another option. Let them go, as Ulrika was turned against her will by a vampire lord. The Countess explains that she had promised her companions that Ulrika would be trained to do no harm. The story seems genuine, but can such creatures of the night be trusted? The sisterhood who play the game of political misdirection? No, it is clear what must be done. Then you get a choice. You can recruit her, which says dire times as they are, if the homeland is to be protected, then allies cannot be turned away, and you get Ulrika Magdova. Or you can execute her. This abomination will always be a threat. She will be brought before the court and then executed. And the populace is grateful and feels safe knowing its enemies cannot hide. And it gives you growth and control faction-wide for 10 turns. I think people are insane if they pick this option, so I'm going to recruit her.
Ulrika Magdova.
Magdova. Onward into Glory Ride. Clearly, though Ulrika and Gabriella are no friends of the ruinous powers, they cannot be allowed to act of their own accord. Ulrika will not return to Nachthofen Castle, but will instead continue training in her service. While many are unhappy with this decision, perhaps she will find redemption through fighting our enemies or peace in a noble death. Ulrika Magdova has been recruited.
Sister of Lamia.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pop her into our army. You can use her as an agent, of course. We could unleash her to assault units. But I much prefer her as...
Stay in my stead.
...being part of my army. So let's see what she could do. So first, looking at her skill tree, she has a very nice skill tree. As far as her starting abilities are concerned, she starts with the Silver Dagger, thanks to her item, the Silver Dagger, which is an active ability that for 32 seconds gives her magical attacks and plus 25% to all forms of damage, which we'll look at her stat line here in a second. She can fire while moving with her bow, which is quite nice. Lesser Hunger allows her to heal in close combat so long as her leadership is up and running and she is in melee. So it's a worse version of the regular Hunger that vampires have. She also has the Blood Shard, which is another item that she has, which gives her spell mastery. And just the more people she kills, the more powerful her magic gets. She then starts with 5% physical resist, 15% magic resist. She counts as undead, and she causes fear. As for her stat line, she's got about 4k health, 50 armor, 80 leadership, 40 speed, 50 melee attack, 46 melee defense. She has 450 weapon strength, 200 of which being armor piercing, and a 30 bonus versus infantry, 25 charge, 40 ammo, 180 range, and 297 missile strength, 84 of which is armor piercing. As for her unique skills, when it comes to Blue Tree, she can increase your mobility, spread control, damage walls, wound assault units, and specialist. She also has a couple of unique things. She can ride a barded warhorse, which, you know, notably increases her stat line, her speed, her health, her charge bonus. Also gives her significantly more ammunition, which is pretty cool. And looks like she actually gets a bonus trait. I don't know if it's going to let me... Nope, we might have to see what that is later. But then she can get loyalty to the motherland at rank 8, which gives her the buy our blood passive, which would make her unbreakable for a bit if she starts wavering. Lightning Fast gives you another 15% missile resistance, which would put you up at 30%. And then Olgu Exponent would give you a 15% spell resistance. As she has the Lore of Shadow, as you see here, she doesn't have anything unique in her magic tree. Her melee tree, though, is rather unique. So she starts with Confident All-Rounder. Ulrika's teen years were spent honing her dueling skills, which has left her with attack and defense capabilities of equal parity, which knocks up her melee attack and melee defense. She also gets Merciless Attacker, always an advocate of getting stuck in. Woe betide any who threaten or harm those dear to Ulrika Magdova, which goes all the way up to 9. Prudent Defenders for melee defense. As much as the best form of defense is offense, it remains essential to know how to defend oneself, for some adversaries may be stronger or faster than they first appear to be. Insurance Policy gives you armor. Even the most skilled professional soldier recognizes the advantage of wearing a well-forged plate or suit of mail. And then Accomplished Cavalrywoman. A highly skilled horsewoman, Ulrika was trained in the equestrian arts from a very young age and taught to fight just as effectively from the saddle as out of it. Then you get No Qualms Killer. In the real world, dueling is not a simple matter of striking and parrying. You must not just score a hit, you must kill your opponent and do so before they kill you. This gives you basic weapon strength, and at tier 3 also gives you an additional 20 armor piercing damage. Staying Power, if you dish it out, it's literally vital that you can also take a degree of punishment before Death's icy hand reaches out to claim your life. Starts off by giving you hit points, but at max level also gives you 5% physical resist. Uncanny Range. Among Ulrika's many impressive martial abilities is her command of her compound bow, with which she demonstrates the skill to kill from a considerable distance away. Starts off by giving you range, but at tier 3 it does give you snipe, which allows you to stay hidden while firing. Then you have All a Quiver, which always take an extra quiver or two on campaign because you never know when you're going to need them. Gives you plus 30% ammunition, but at the 3rd tier it gives you 25% additional armor piercing damage at range. I guess I should also read these up here. But you have the Loyalty to the Motherland, which I don't know if this is unique dialogue here, but it says, "My blood." Oh, yeah, no, it is definitely. my blood, the blood of my father, the blood of my country, to them I owe loyalty, to them I owe obedience. And then lightning fast. Without a shield to protect her, it is vital that Ulrika remains swift of heel so she can move, twist, and dodge as arrows rain down an Olgu exponent. As a useful benefit of the Blood Kiss is the ability to command the lore of Shadow, which gives Ulrika greater protection against proponents of the other winds of magic. Then we can see the Lesser Hunger. Although Ulrika feels great contempt for her unwanted condition, she still struggles to control the hunger for blood and urge to kill that the Blood Kiss has bestowed upon her. The other stuff is from her details panel. She looks really, really good. I love her design. Really, really, really love her design. So she starts with the Silver Dagger. Neither armor nor wards can turn Ulrika's silver blade from its target, such are its innate magical properties. And then the Blood Shard. The souls of this deadly dagger's victims are trapped within its onyx blade, where they must remain subject to its wielder's magical whims. And then Gabriella von Nachthafen says, no portraits of the influential Lamian sister exist, for she changes her appearance frequently and drains the blood of any aspiring artists who attempt to capture her likeness. And it gives you 15 experience per turn for Ulrika and plus 5 winds of magic per turn. So, with that, all that taken care of, why don't we take her into a fight? We just defeated Archaon here in a brutal battle. So why don't we take Ulrika with us to finish off the Everchosen before he escapes back into the Chaos Wastes, where we will assuredly continue to pursue him. So there she is. Everyone's favorite sexy vampire lady.
Fangs bared by Urson's teeth. Ulrika. War, yes.
I will show you how to get her in the Empire as well. And she is available for all Kislev characters and all Empire characters. I actually checked by going off and doing a Marcus Wolfhart campaign, and then of course I played Zarboris because I wanted to try and make it to be some characters who are kind of, somewhat isolated. We're gonna start with some healing, and we're gonna have Ulrika turn her attention on the Swords of Chaos. I don't need to be terribly aggressive because I have reinforcements coming. So we see Archaon's kind of being a jerk and hitting me with some Spirit Leeches because he's scared, as he should be. Gonna go ahead and have my dervishes get aggressive with these hounds over here.
Ulrika!
It is really good to see her. She's a wow, she shoots really freaking fast. Okay, that actually spooked me a little bit. So she doesn't have a ton of AP ratios. Granted, the Swords of Chaos are about as heavily armored as it gets. But she does shoot quite quickly. Here, let's focus her. That didn't sound good. Oh, that's because I wasn't paying attention. All right, we're not just gonna sit around and wait for Archaon. So it's interesting. She starts off with no spells, but she does have a pretty solid rate of fire. I really like her. That bow is awesome. Bring her with us. All right, Boris is going to deal with the Everchosen. Just going to tell them to flee. Let's get her in here on the fun. So she is a dual wielder, which is okay. She decapitated that dude. Bears, kill the big things, please. I think we're good, so we can observe her fighting. This might be a little bit of an extreme initial conflict. I do love that she has unique combat animations.
The bear sends me on.
Get rid of the trolls. Pull back the bear cavalry. Where is my ice witch? pretty good considering that she's like utterly surrounded.
Lots of ice.
Okay, we've got to get rid of all this wolf nonsense. Send in the Zargard.
Yes! Servant of the bear! Gossards!
The power of winter. Face the frost.
Okay, they're all falling apart.
Where are they? I thirst. Cunning indeed. Face my wrath.
Her base speed of 40 is pretty solid. Man, she shoots really fast when chasing people. That's kind of nuts.
I shall bring their
Oh, nice. That
end.
gives her magical shooting attacks too.
Ulrika! By Urson's teeth!
Good. You just keep pinging people. Okay, we want to try and make sure the Everchosen doesn't get away. He's pretty tanky though. Oh, Boris is over here.
I am the wolf.
Intercept! Intercept!
I go. The Tsar marches.
Oh, I don't think so.
I am the
How
school.
much does this cost? 4?
March for Kislev.
Oh, okay. Magic got him. All right. Whew, the Everchosen has fallen. Delightful.
Ulrika!
Oh, good. And she's about to catch these nerds.
War! Yes!
She decapitated one guy, shot through the second guy, and killed the third guy.
The gods watch.
That's amazing.
Do not disgrace.
4 with that shot. Impressive. Be even better once we get her spells. I love she actually has dual wield animations.
We'll be back.
There are a criminal amount of characters in Total War Warhammer who have a sword dagger combo or dual swords or whatever, and they don't really fight with both of them. You know, they just do the classic I'm gonna swing as if I only had one sword. Good. Wow. Okay, she is very solid at chasing. You gotta love it.
Where are they?
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can kind of get one more fight with her, and I will see you guys when I can get into that. I think there's some beastmen nearby. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another battle. Unfortunately, I was so focused on Ulrika during that fighting that I did not pay enough attention to my patriarch, and the poor fool died. All the better, though. Better to, who knows, maybe he was talking smack about Ulrika and he got stabbed during the fighting, just to make sure he wouldn't be a nuisance. But we are up against the Beastmen now, who are significantly less concerning of an opponent. We're gonna tell everyone but her to take their time. We'll tell our infantry to keep huddling.
Where are they?
But we did go ahead and give her Melkoths, so that she is able to at least cast spells, which is nice. So we're gonna see if we can get over here and start harassing some beastie boys. I do think that she's actually a really solid addition to any Kislevite army. Just being able to have a character who is a pretty good powerhouse in fighting and shooting is great. I think she missed. Oh, nope, she hit that time. Yeah, so she doesn't do crazy damage, but she does a little bit of damage. Enough to maybe start getting their attention.
War! Yes!
Oh, well, okay, she killed one. So never mind, maybe I shouldn't talk smack.
Ulrika! Advancing!
Yes!
Ulrika! Darkness empower me!
Sarkar!
Hearts of iron! Frost's command! Cunning indeed!
We fight for Ursun!
Boris Ursus!
Get on in there, Boris. Bears!
The orthodoxy!
In Kislev's name! Sons of Kislev!
Hearts of ice!
Lines ready!
Orson, direct me. Execution.
Hold it. Oh, Boris is rampaging. Okay.
The power of winter.
So we can actually catch her, like, fighting. Where'd she go? There she is.
Retreat, comrades!
What's your cast animation look like?
Manifest pain! Retreat, comrades!
Oops, wasn't really able to get it off.
The lost.
Retreat! Nah, we're fine.
To battle.
Come here, Boris.
The Tsar marches. Anything for King.
Do the thing!
We take our
I will gut them.
Frost maiden! Ice and glory!
Little Death Frost ought to
Gossard!
even things out.
Soviet!
I thirst! Feel the cold hands of death!
I like her voice actress, though. She sounds good. She has an identifiably unique voice. It's scary how big Chaos Warhounds are. Like, I could not imagine fighting a dog that big. Like, I suppose that's just how big wolves are, but like, no, thank
No
you.
hesitation! Go! Ulrika! Done!
Ah, God, I love that she gets the decapitations with that. Like, you just see her blade look out and two heads pop out. Oh, hello, Boris. Okay.
Orson's right hand.
I need you to go deal with their boss.
Hold stuff, Kislevite! Kislev endure!
Oh, the garrison's arrived.
Frost maiden! Water of ice!
I live again. Kislev, chosen one.
But she is a very solid addition, especially for Kislev campaigns. I genuinely think that she's going to go a long way
Bring that
to getting a lot of, like, necessary oomph
blood will save me!
as far as additional fights. Oh, I forgot to show her unique tree, didn't I? Well, I'll do that right after this fight. She's definitely going to have some experience. And she's like going to be amazing at catching fleeing units. She's able to just kill so many people with their arrows. I love that. All right. We're not going to waste time chasing all those dudes down. Pretty solid whooping of the beastmen there. I've got beastmen spawning consistently in my lands and I'm getting so sick of them. Though they are excellent for farming experience, so, you know. Do what you gotta do. Alright, so, for
Boris
her
Ursus
unique skills,
himself.
you have Blight of the Skaven. So each of these refers to Ulrika's appearances in her various books. So Blight of the Skaven, Ulrika has fought a lot of Skaven, especially when she traveled around with Gotrek and Felix for a while. So she has Blight of the Skaven. Those filthy, craven ratmen hold no fear for Ulrika. In fact, she is a plague on their kind, wiping their stain from the land at every given opportunity, which gives her 20% chance to intercept people trying to underway, beast path, or any of those things past her, plus 25% ambush defense chance. So she really is a nightmare for Skaven trying to ambush you. Also, plus 8 melee defense whenever you're defending, which is great, especially if you're playing a very, very aggressive character or just any of the Kiss Fight characters. And then she gets Dancing Blade, which is a very powerful buff that when you activate it, it gives Ulrika 40% additional physical resist and 24 melee defense. So once you have gone all the way up her melee tree, that's going to have you at 50% base physical resistance. And then your melee defense is going to be somewhere at like, I think you get up to 50 easily through. No, you get up to 50 what, 9? Yeah, 59 plus another. So you're going to be at like 83, give or take, melee defense, not including any other buffs you may have. And on top of that, it lowers all enemies within 15 meters, lowers their melee attack by 24 for 23 seconds. So she's going to be basically unhittable because that's such a, like, that sudden change of 48 points of their melee attack dropping and your melee defense going up. That's so good too, because since it's an aura or it's that 15 meter bubble, that's just amazing because it means she can really help support your troops in a big pocket. And it says, so graceful are her movements and so precise her attacks that to see Ulrika in the midst of battle is almost like witnessing a dance rather than a slaughter. And that's at level 14. Then you get Dragon Slayer. So each of these refers to a different book. So Blight of the Skaven, I think more handily refers to Ulrika's first appearance. If I recall correctly, I want to say her first appearance is in Demon Slayer, though it might be in Dragon Slayer, but I think they meet her for the first time in Demon Slayer, and then they meet her when they come back. But Dragon Slayer is the first book where she like is part of the crew and running around and helping them. So we see alongside Gotrek, the fabled dwarf slayer, and Felix, his mannish chronicler and one of Ulrika's past lovers, Ulrika put down the dragon Skjallendir after first blinding the behemoth and rendering it incapable. And it gives you heavy arrows, which gives you bonus versus large and significantly more armor piercing damage on your shooting attacks, 25% fire resistance to your entire army, and a new ability called Skjallendir's Fall, which says an aim so sharp and a shot so precise that it took the eye of a dragon and saved Gotrek's life. Woe betide any on the receiving end of Ulrika's bow and arrow. And it basically makes it where you get plus 90 accuracy, so you're not going to miss, and anyone you do hit gets the blinded condition, which makes them really, really bad at defending themselves and moving. Next, you get Beast Slayer. What could and surely would surely kill another, Ulrika has survived, I'll bet with a little help from a magic-using friend. So Beast Slayer was the book where Ulrika went through a lot of nasty things. She was in the city of Prague when it was put under siege by Arik Demonclaw, I think his name was, which was the events of the Beast Slayer novel. And there was like a disease sweeping the city, and Ulrika got extremely sick, but she was luckily being tended to by Max Schreiber, a wizard friend of Gotrek and Felix, and also someone that Ulrika was with for a while after she broke up with Felix. I think after the events of Dragon Slayer, it was either during or after the events of Dragon Slayer she breaks up with Felix and starts being with Max. But gives you a minus 50% chance of plague spreading with your army, minus 25% attrition caused by chaos, minus 3 wound recovery time so you come back in one turn, and 25% spell resistance for your entire army. Amazing. Vampire Slayer, of course, refers to the very fateful book for Ulrika Magdova, where she was turned into a vampire by the vampire lord Krieger, who was a von Karstein, and a nasty piece of work. So we see here, seeing her father slain by the vampire Krieger gave Ulrika the strength, both physical and of will, to break free of her bonds along with a passionate hatred. And it gives her a 10% ward save and immune to psychology to her entire army. Very good. Bloodborne, which is then Ulrika's first personal book. She has a trilogy of novels that are purely based on her and her experiences of being a vampire and learning to cope with being a vampire. So Bloodborne is the very first book in the series, and it says, such a transformation fills the foe with terror while enabling Ulrika and her host to heal more easily. allows her to cause terror, minus 25% attrition caused from vampiric territory, and plus 50% additional healing cap to everyone in their army. It's pretty decent if you're with Kislev. Makes your healing characters, your patriarchs, a lot more effective. Absolutely amazing if you have her with the Empire, because it makes your life wizards very good. And then last is Bloodforged, which is either the second or final book in her personal trilogy. I can't quite remember. And it says, now that she is fully reborn in blasphemy and blood, Ulrika can now control her hunger, increasing her power whilst draining that of her enemies. Gives you 10% couch state replenishment rate to your entire army, minus 6 leadership to all enemies in local region, and you lose the lesser hunger and just get the hunger. So you don't have to build up to the 0.1% regeneration, you just have it. And then the last thing worth looking at, of course, is Boyar Lineage, which says, I am no servant. I am a Boyar's daughter. I have commanded 100 Kossars. I can trace my lineage back 1,000 years. And it gives +2 recruitment rank for all Empire and Kislevite melee infantry, and +4 leadership for all Empire and Kislevite melee infantry in your army. So, very solid character. I will come back once, very briefly, a little bit to show you what the unique thing is with her mount, and which is not a named creature, but she seems to gain some sort of unique ability. And then after that, I will show you her in an Empire army. But her being in an Empire army, she's the exact same. It's the exact same quest. There is literally zero difference. But yeah, see you then. Bye. Hello there, welcome back to this campaign for the final time. So I got it, very, very nice skill. So once you hit level 5, you get the Barded Warhorse, which unlocks the following ability, which is Horseback Prodigy. Some people just seem to have been born in the saddle, and such is the quality of their natural horsemanship. Ulrika is one such person. Gives you 25% bonus damage to regular and armor-piercing missile damage, plus 15% speed and strider, so long as you are above 75% of your you're above 75% max HP, which is extremely good. That is insane. So she is incredibly quick, despite being on a barded steed. Though she doesn't actually have that much armor for a barded steed, interestingly enough. But yeah, I think she's a fantastic character. I think whatever army she joins, she's going to make a huge impact on it. She's really, really good at buffing like a lot of your favorite infantry, giving them that extra leadership and recruitment ranks, which is great because it's good for your, you know, your mid-tier and high-tier troops. She's also just brings an absolutely metric ton of utility and power to the table. So the last thing I'm going to do for this video is pop over to my Marcus Wolfhard campaign and just show you her in an Empire army. I'm not going to play a battle or anything, probably. I'm just going to show you. And yeah, that'll be it. So see you in just a moment. Hello, everyone. Okay, so this is the last little bit. I just want to show you there is a difference between the Empire version of the quest and the Kislevite version of the quest. Ulrika herself is the exact same. I'm really not going to go through the whole process of getting her, just because everything else forward is exactly the same as far as getting all the money and everything. However, I did the Slaughter on the Steppes quest is different for Wolfheart. So for me, I triggered the quest, I think about turn 27-ish. So I'm not sure if it's like your legendary lord has to get to a particular level. It might be your legendary lord has to get to like level 11, because Wolfheart died for a little bit because I was fighting Rakarth and I really shouldn't have. I eventually beat him back, but I had conquered all the way down to Blood Hall before I started getting pushed back by Dark Elves. So I want to say it's your legendary lord getting to level 10 or level 11. I think that's the trigger, not the amount of turns it is. But in any event, the Kislevite one I showed you requires the level 2 version of the Skaven building, is the Kislevite version. The Empire version requires the level 2 version of the wall structure. So like the actual garrison building, the tall walls. So you can see here that on Slaughter on the Steppes, it says, you know, it switches out a couple of the dialogue things to make it Empire themed, where it says the Empire's enemies, both mortal and otherwise, have long sought to claim her. Foes who step foot upon Imperial soil find themselves vanquished by the fury of steel and gunpowder soon enough. And then everything else is exactly the same. And then Bait the Bloodborne is, as you can see, is the exact same thing here. Get 1,500 gold, and it has all the exact same dialogue here, pretty much. Every once in a while, it'll just switch out like, oh, this is for the good of Kislev. It'll instead be like, oh, it's for the good of the Empire. But other than from that point forward, it's the exact same quest. You acquire 1,500 gold. The nice thing about it is like, it's a little like, oh, I have to save up 1,500 gold. But the good news is the quest doesn't spend it, so that's nice. It just requires you to have it, and then you will get the exact same dilemma. You can either recruit Ulrika or you can execute her and get growth and control for like 10 turns. I don't know why anyone would ever pick the other option, but I guess it's just there for flavor reasons. Like if you're playing Volkmar or Krostalton, you're just like, I really want to be like, I ain't having no filthy vampire, filthy undead in my army. But you know, she's a reforming vampire. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Do let me know what y'all think about Ulrika. I personally think she's a fantastic addition. I think she's a really, really cool legendary hero. I think she's a great FLC choice. She adds, I think she's far better for Kislev than she is for the Empire, though some of her abilities are grossly powerful in the Empire. Her plus 50% healing cap to her entire army, that is insane for the Empire. You pop her in with a life wizard and you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank with the amount of heals you're going to be able to very easily be throwing around. Or, you know, just getting regeneration on one of your lords. Like, damn, get her in an army with Toddy. Get her in an army with Boris Todbringer. He's going to be like hilariously invincible because he has really decent regen. So, yeah, let me know what y'all think. I can't wait for y'all to get your hands on Ulrika for yourself on April the 13th. I might play one of these campaigns on stream here pretty soon because I've been playing these on very hard and they're a lot more fun than I remember them being. I've been having actually a really good time with Tsar Boris. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I will see you on stream or just around in general.